Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to lesson number 2 of this Forex education series that I'm doing to teach you guys how to become consistently profitable traders. In lesson 1, I hope this music isn't too loud. Okay. Alright, so in lesson 1, what we went over is we went over uptrends, downtrends, and sideways moving markets, right? So if you haven't watched the first video, go watch the first video, learn what this is, learn what this is, and come back and watch this video. So now that we know that we should only be trading this market and this market, that's out of the way. So I'm going to show you guys 4 different patterns that you can use to trade these 2 types of markets. I'm only going to show you 4 patterns. I'm going to show you lines of it, and then we're going to go into some examples of it. But for now, just stick to these 4 patterns. Start looking at the charts, start just placing trades. Nothing crazy. Alright, so for the first type of trade. For the first type of trade, we're going to have an uptrend break and retest. What this means is that the market was in a push phase previously for some amount of time. We don't know what amount of time, but it's been in a push phase. It's been going upwards. We've determined that it's going upwards. Once we know that the market's been going upwards and we can identify a level in the market right here where price was failing to break and it was having a hard time breaking. Price then came exhausted and broke past this previous level cleanly and created a new level up here. Because we know the market works in phases, that you have push phases and exhaustion phases, all this simple strategy entails is waiting for the market to break the previous high, come down, retest that previous high. You can call this a support zone, but it's just coming down and retesting this last previous high, and then you're going in a trade right after you see some bullish confirmation, and you just take it up. I always go for a 1 to 3 personally. It's just my plan, it's just what I do. But this is your first pattern. Like I said, we'll get into examples after, but very, very, very simple pattern. You identify a level in the market that it's failing to break this level. It comes back down. It breaks past the level. Then this is the most important part, is that you wait for this exhaustion. You wait for a retest. And after you get confirmation that the market's not wanting to break this level and keep going down, because remember, until the market breaks this previous low, so until price comes down and breaks this previous low, we're still good for buys. We're only looking for buys, even if price comes all the way down here. But because we see that it's respecting this level, we could try taking a trade here. We could win, we could lose. I don't know. But this works, and it's very, very, very effective. Along with uptrend patterns, we have a very similar type of pattern that's called a double bottom. Now, a double bottom is essentially the same thing as a break and retest, except we get extra confirmation that price is respecting this last high. See, so this would be our traditional break, right? Break and retest. And so some people would enter their trades here. And that's completely fine. That's completely fine. You can enter your trades right there. There's no problem with that. Or what some people like to do is wait for additional confirmation and wait for a double bottom, I'm sorry, because we're in an uptrend, so it's double bottom, to be formed before taking their trade. Yet again, an extremely, extremely simple but effective pattern. Like I said, you have to identify the previous high, the behavioral change in the market when it breaks, and then it respecting this level. Once you see that it's respecting this level, you're good to take buys. And now the same thing for downtrends. For downtrends, it's the same exact thing but just reversed. We see a previous low instead of a previous high. We see a break of that low, so price came and broke clean through that low. And then we see a simple retest of this previous structure. A simple retest of this previous structure. And this is completely fine to take sells with. You could take sells all day long. However you want to take them. Now, same thing with uptrends and downtrends. Some people like to wait for the double top. So notice how instead of double bottom on the bottom, it's on the top. Because the market's moving downwards. It's constantly moving downwards and we're going straight down. So, yet again, same process. We see the previous low. We see the break below, clean below the previous low. We see price respecting the previous low 2 times. That's why it's double. Basically a break and retest, but it comes to retest again to give you some additional confirmation if that's what you like. And so then, yet again, stops above this structure, and you're good for taking that trade all day long. And so those are our 4 market structures that we're going to be dealing with, right? We're going to have uptrends, double top, double bottoms, uptrend, break and retest, downtrend, double top, downtrend, break and retest. This is all you need. Let's hop in some examples here. Okay. So, for the first example, this is not a trade I took, but this would have been a great trade to take. Looking back on it, I totally should have. And here, same idea applies. Now, forget why the candles are all blue. We're just looking at price action here. We're not looking to see if they're green, red, whatever. Just price action. And here we could see that a high was formed, right? We see this huge push phase into this high. We see price coming down and tapping into this level and rejecting it, going straight up and making another high. So we know that we're in an uptrend. And we know that as long as we trade above this level right here, we're good for buys. So price, what it did is created a new high, respected a level, broke past that level, and yet again, none of these are going to be perfect. They don't come out perfect. This is all up to your interpretation of what a double bottom is and what a double top is. I can't tell you that that's wrong or that's right. To me, this looks like a double bottom, and this wick shows me that it's respecting this major low. So if I place my stop below the major low, I can target the last high with confidence after I see this. After I see a tap once, go back up, do whatever it wants, come back down and tap really sharp. Look at these sharp bearish candles and then sharp bullish candles. You know something's going on. You guys feeling it the way I'm feeling it? You could just see it. And it shoots. Same with our second example. So this first example was on USD/JPY, one of my favorite pairs to trade, and then GU, my absolute favorite pair to trade. This pair is just fantastic. It's crazy. And here we can see the previous high. This is actually a great example. So this would be like considered a perfect break and retest. Absolutely just perfect. I mean, it check marks all the boxes. And so we see a previous high before. Whatever price was doing, we see a previous high. We see a very, very sharp break of this high. You see, look at these candles, right? Like I said, a clean break of this high all the way up to here. Then we see price do whatever the hell it wants. I don't know what this is, right? It does whatever it wants. But it comes back down to this previous high. And like I said, we're looking for a break, which we already have, and a retest, which is this information right here. Once we get this information on all of these wicks, you want to look for wicks. Then we know something's going on here. We know that the bears can't keep pushing down and the bulls are stepping into the market. And so once we see this big bearish candle, I mean, you can enter after it. You can enter here. I entered here, actually, above this structure, and I put my stops below. And hit TP at the very top. I was targeting these highs. This candle is actually a blessing because I wasn't at my charts, and it just shot up. And that's where I took TP. Fantastic trade. I mean, yet again, very simple. You're looking for that behavioral change, the retest, and just that continuation, and you just follow the train. Continue on with it. So now to our downtrend examples. I don't know why, but a very known thing in the Forex community is that sells are much more profitable than buys. Now, I don't know if people just can't see the charts going up as much as they can see them going down, but I fall victim to that wholeheartedly, and so I'm not sure. But just some food for thought. So now we're going to look at the sells, and so we're looking at USD JPY again. And you can see these are all different examples. You see it's not perfectly retesting this level. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect double top. And none of them are going to be perfect. But to me, this is a low. Price came up, failed to keep going up, came down, wicked off of this. So some people could have taken, I don't know, so some people could have taken buys right here up to the top. Huge behavioral change. So now my mindset changes. This is all the information I needed to know. This break of the respected low is all the info I needed. Now I'm just looking for a double top. Because I know that the behavior of the market changed. And so then we see a huge push phase, an exhaustion. And if you entered anywhere over here, or even here, if you entered as a break and retest, or if you entered as a double top, and as long as you put your stop loss above this area, you would have hit take profit. Another beautiful trade. So this is a double top on the way down. And this one is actually super choppy. But I wanted to throw this one in there because this is a trade I actually took today, this morning. And this was an 8R trade. I would have been up 8R. And I ended up taking the trade too early. And after I took the trade too early, this small little wick right there stopped me out before price completely just plummeted in my direction, hitting my TP and everything. I mean, I would have been up 8% today, but this is the name of Forex, and this is what just happens. And you got to walk away and take the loss. Come back tomorrow, a new person. But yet again, we see price coming down, respecting this level, breaking through it, doing all sorts of messy stuff. But once I saw that it broke out and broke back in, my mind was not convinced that it wanted to go up. And then we get all this information around this level right here that shows us that price is depleting. All these wicks. We see that the bears are in control. And as soon as I got this confirmation right here, this huge, I thought this wick was going to close all the way down here. In the last minute, it came all the way back up here. So I lost my first trade, and then I went into my second one, and it just barely wicked me out before just absolutely plummeting to the bottom. But yet again, you see the example. It's not a perfect double top. It's not a perfect double bottom. But you got to make it work. You got to interpret it in your own way and just try and make it work. Right? So Just to recap one last time here. Four trends. Uptrend, double bottoms, right? So it comes, breaks, retests twice, and you take buys only. Uptrend, break and retest. It breaks the structure, previous structure. It comes to retest, and you're only looking for buys. Again, excuse me. Downtrend, same thing. Break and retest, break, double top. And these are only for sells. You're not looking for buys. Alrighty. Well, that's it. Y'all gotta. I hope y'all have a great day.